Hey guys, so about a week ago, well not a week ago, but about 5 days ago, going on a week, but basically 5 days ago, I went onto Facebook, and you can see it here, and I joined and was accepted into the Facebook private group, if you will, or public group anyway, known as Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. Well, basically that's the focal point for them is, Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. Yeah, it's a public group called Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, and Lunatics fans, and it's mainly the area, mainly the subjects they talk about. And 5 days ago, one of my first, if not my only post on there so far, is a poll that I created, and like I said, you can probably see it here on the screen. And what I asked in that poll was, in your opinion, who did the Lustful melt gag the best? Now, as I've talked about before here on my channel, the Lustful melt gag is basically the visual gag of a character melting into a puddle of goop. Either it's melting completely, kind of partially all the way, while part of them is still left and all that, where they can communicate or whatever the case may be. Or it takes basically another character to basically scoop them up in a cup, or pick them up like a wet towel, rag towel, and kind of wring them out, dry them out, or like I said, scoop them up in a cup and then pour them out. Basically that's what it is. It's basically a visual representation, of how somebody, male or female, feels when they're attracted to someone they find to be beautiful or handsome. It's something just, turns on inside of them, and it causes them to feel like they're melting. And in the case of things like Tiny Toons and Animaniacs, that's visually seen. And that's what's known as the Lustful melt gag. So what I did was I added up the poll here that you can see on the screen, where I asked basically people's opinion on who did the Lustful melt. Who basically what I asked was, in their opinion, who did the Lustful melt gag the best? And I listed off Minerva Mink in Moon Over Minerva, Babs in Wonderful Tiny Toon Christmas, Babs in Europe in 30 Minutes, which is a season 1 episode from Tiny Toons, Minerva Mink in Meet Minerva, and then Derek Penman added Wilford Wolf from Moon Over Minerva, and the other one I added was Dot Warner. Now, of course, anybody else, like I said, there's also the option to add more if you want to. If somebody wanted to, like, add another person out of that category of Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, and all that. But basically, I polled basically. The poll's currently still open too, but I polled them and asked, who they thought they did, who I thought they did. Sorry, but like I said, I polled them asking who they thought did it best, and so far, Minerva's Lustful melt gag, her take on it from Moon Over Minerva, is in the lead. It has got the most votes. I think it's got about, as we speak, about 10 votes. Babs Bunny from Wonderful Tiny Toon Christmas has got 7. Babs Bunny from Europe in 30 Minutes has 4. Minerva Mink from Meet Minerva has 3. And then Wilford has 1. And then Dot Warner from Space Probe has none. And then, like I said, if anybody wants to add more to it, they could. But yeah, I did this poll because I wanted to see, out of all these Lustful melt moments, scenes, gags, if you will, in any one of these series, who they thought did it better. Like, who did it probably the best. And obviously it shows that Minerva doing what she did in Meet Minerva, not Meet Minerva, but Moon Over Minerva, is considered the best, because basically when she does it, as I said earlier, she's one of those cases where she has to literally get restored by somebody picking her up and restoring her. And in this case, it's Wilford and his werewolf Fabio alter ego, if you will, that picks her up like a wet towel and wrings her out to restore her. So basically, to a lot of people, Minerva's Lustful melt gag, her meltdown scene in Moon over Minerva, is currently the best in their opinion, out of the ones that I listed here and that you can see on the screen. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with it? Do you think Minerva's Lustful melt gag or meltdown scene, Lustful melt scene in Moon over Minerva is the best one? Or do you think maybe Babs in Wonderful Tiny Christmas is better? Do you think Babs in You Up in 30 Minutes is better? Do you think Minerva doing it and Meet Minerva is better? What do you think? Do you think Doc could have done it better? What do you think? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. But yeah, right now, according to this poll, which is currently open, Minerva Mink of her Lustful melt gag, or Lustful melt scene, if you will, from Moon over Minerva is currently in the lead. And is considered right now to be the very best when it comes to it, especially between Tiny Toons and Animaniacs. But let me know what your thoughts are. Comment if you like, and I will talk to you all later.